Guess you don't count. That's what my sister said when the seating chart placed me outside by the trash cans. The hallway smelled like Lillian bleach. Inside, I could hear the DJ counting down to the first dance. My mother adjusted her pearls. My father looked away. I tightened my grip on the gift I'd wrapped the night before, smoothed my wine-colored dress, and chose silence. No argument. No tears. I stood up. And walked out into the Vermont air. 5 minutes later, the chandeliers went quiet, and a scream cut the room in half. Here's what happened next. The Vermont air was sharp. That morning pine, cold water, and quiet wealth. My sister Leah had picked the Lakeside Resort for its elegance, the kind of place where every corner was designed to be photographed and remembered. The glass ballroom overlooked the water. Orchids hung from the ceiling. Candles floated in crystal bowls. Inside, everything glittered. My seat, apparently, was outside. By the service entrance. Next to the trash cans. I had driven 3 hours from Boston alone, replaying my mother's last text the entire way. Please, Amber, no drama today. It's Leah's day. That was always my role. The warning label. The invisible daughter. Growing up, it was simple. Leah was the story. I was the margin. She got applause for existing. I got told I was easy, which really meant I didn't require attention, and attention was expensive in our house. The last time we were all together before this wedding was Thanksgiving 3 years ago. I remember the smell of burnt crust and lemon. Cleaner. That was the day I found my mother's journal. Every page started the same way. Leah's first day of kindergarten. Leah's favorite meal. Leah's college acceptance. Know me. Not once, when I asked, my mother smiled gently. You were always fine, Amber. That was the moment I understood something important. There are two kinds of being forgotten, being lost, and being erased. At the wedding, I stood just outside the ballroom glass. Through it, I saw them. My mother in champagne silk. My father adjusting his tie, and Leah radiant in white, turning like she owned light itself. She saw me. Smiled. The way you smile at someone you don't expect to matter. The coordinator intercepted me. Miss Hayes. Yes, a pause. Then the smile changed. You're assigned hallway seating. I laughed, thinking it was a mistake. It wasn't. So I followed her gesture. A folding table, a draft of cold air. And a perfect view of everything I wasn't allowed inside of. I placed my gift on the table. And watched through glass. Inside, Leah raised her glass. Inside, my mother cried. Inside, I did not exist. Then the door opened. And Leah walked out, veil trailing like smoke. She stopped when she saw me. Oh, she said softly. They finally figured it out. I looked up. Figured what out? Her smile sharpened. Guess you don't count. It was said lightly, almost casually. That made it worse. Like my absence was not cruelty. Just accounting. I exhaled slowly. You really believe that? I said. She tilted her head. It's obvious. A pause. Then I nodded once. Okay. That confused her. It wasn't the reaction she wanted. She expected collapse, tears, anger, anything but calm. Behind her, someone called her name from inside. She didn't move. You should be happy for me, she added. I wasn't invited to be part of it, I said. So there's nothing to be happy inside of. Her expression tightened. You always do this. You make everything heavy. I almost smiled. No, I said quietly. I just stopped pretending it isn't. Something flickered across her face. Not guilt. Control slipping. Then she straightened. Mom was right about you, she said. You're impossible. That landed. Not because it hurt, but because it confirmed everything. I glanced toward the glass ballroom. The perfect scene. The curated life. The version of family that only existed when I wasn't included. In it, I reached for my gift, then stopped, and instead, I slipped it back into my bag. If I wasn't allowed inside the story, then I wouldn't deliver the ending they expected. Not yet. Inside my bag was something else. Something I hadn't planned to use. Information. 3 weeks earlier, I had met someone from Leia's past over coffee in Boston. A conversation that started harmless. Ended differently. She knows how to make people believe her, the woman had said. Especially men. Then she showed me messages. Screenshots. Plans. Jokes. About love. About money. About timing. About how easy it was to guide someone into saying yes. I hadn't decided what to do with it. Until now. I walked back toward the gift table. The coordinator wasn't looking. So I placed my box carefully among the others. My handwriting on the tag was calm. To calm. Inside was a crystal frame. And beneath it printed messages. Unedited. Undeniable. I didn't watch what happened next. I didn't need to. I left. The Vermont air hit me like silence. Finally allowed to exist. No music. No voices. Just wind over water. And then a sound from inside. Not words. Not music. A fracture. A break in something that had always looked unbreakable. I didn't turn around. I got in my car. And drove. By the time I reached Boston, the sky had started to soften into gray. My phone lit up. Mom, please answer. We didn't know, Dad. Call me. Unknown number. Amber, what did you do? I set the phone down. And walked inside. My apartment smelled like coffee and rain. Normal. Quiet. Mine. I hung my dress on the back of a chair. Looked at it. Not as something I wore, but something I'd survived. Then I opened my laptop. A map appeared. Maine. Small towns along the coast. Places where no one expected you to explain your EXIST. I booked a week. No announcement. No explanation. Just departure. Before leaving, I stepped onto the balcony. The city stretched out below, loud, bright, indifferent. For years, I thought being ignored meant I didn't matter. Now I understood something simpler. Being unseen isn't the same as being small. It just depends on where you're standing when you finally choose to move. I picked up my bag and left.